Yep, we're back again with the top keywords on Etsy. Now, let eRank take the guesswork out of your Etsy SEO and product research. We'll show you the most popular search terms with US shoppers. Then we'll analyze what these top searches tell us about what's selling best on Etsy now. If this is your first time here, the lovely Jan over at the blog creates these reports. This video is just a summary. For more details, or if you prefer to read, please head over to the blog. Here's June's topmost searched keywords on Etsy, and as ever, beware of trademark terms. Wow, we're excited! Might we be seeing the debut of a top trend? One that'll be with us for some time to come? Such a thing is rare, and that's deeply thrilling to eRank data geeks. So, without further ado, let's go see what we can see. Here's the top Etsy searches climbing the highest fastest. Etsy has 8 climbers, our term for the top 20 searches not in the previous top 20. Here they are in current rank order, followed by their rank in May. We'll have to whittle this list down a bit as we know you're busy, and we'll need to leave time for our roundup of what's selling best on Etsy now, which is at the end of this video, so stay tuned. So let's skip those climbers that are in the top 20's regulars like keychain, jewellery and poster. This next one is the climber we're most eager to see. Ranked 5th, Labubu is up from number 46th. Coincidentally enough, in May, this shopper search was also ranked 5th, but it was on eBay's top 20. We have to say there aren't many top 20 searches that Etsy and eBay have in common. In fact, maybe only one, Pokemon, and now there's Labubu. Month on month, Labubu is up 98%. As for year on year, Etsy had 0 searches this time last year. However, there were on eBay. Labubu got 2,070 searches back in June 2024. Sorry to keep mentioning eBay, it's just that we can't recall an Etsy top trend that eBay had first, so we're intrigued. For anyone out of the loop, here's the scoop on Labubu. She was introduced in 2015 in The Monsters, an illustrated book series. 4 years later, he collaborated with Popmark to create toy versions. But what catapulted Labubu onto the world stage was her association in early 2024 with a pop star. Now there are 300 and more related collectibles, including trading cards. It sounds a lot like Pokemon. Pokemon was released in February 1996, and it's still topping the charts. Will Labubu get as big as Pokemon? Stay as big as long? It's fun to say, but nevertheless, just like Pokemon, Labubu is protected intellectual property. So let's move on. Ranked 7th is Vintage, up from 21st. Since Vintage just missed making last month's top 20, we were going to skip it to save time, but then we saw it in the keyword tool. Year on year, Vintage is up 536%. So we checked the current 1,000 top keywords on Etsy now, and there's only one other shopper search with the word vintage jewellery. But there's more. On the first of every month, we data geeks review the top 200 lists for each category in the monthly trends. This month, there were notably more vintage searches than usual across several categories. Not all made the final one top 100 lists you see in the tool, so there were actually even more. We're happy for you vintage sellers. Hope that your sales are climbing. That new high conversion badge for it in eRank is very promising. Ranked 8th, we have Wall Decor Gift. It's up from 48th. Anyone else think that Wall Decor Gift has a certain Etsy promo ring to it? Not to imply this niche isn't popular, Wall Decor ranked 19th on Etsy's 2024 annual top 20. As for our climber, Wall Decor Gift, though, it didn't crack Etsy's annual top 1000, nor Etsy's first quarter top 1000, while Wall Decor ranked 22nd. By quarter 2, though, Wall Decor Gift not only made Etsy's top 1000, it ranked higher than Wall Decor. By the way, Jan will have an Etsy quarter 2 trend report for you later this month. But that 2-month spike on the search trend line chart gives us pause. With such abrupt spikes, we generally recommend adding the search to a keyword list first. Let that tool keep track of it for you for a while before you go changing your SEO, especially with an Etsy competition stat nearing 4 million. Ranked 14th, Leather Accessory Gift, up from 131. This keyword probably stems from an Etsy promo too. Have a look at it. As we just mentioned, we do not recommend acting on spikes. Add leather accessory gift to a keyword list if you're interested, but we doubt 55,000 and more shoppers just suddenly sat up and typed that into the Etsy search. On the other hand, leather is most definitely trending. Over the course of our time here, we've noticed that some years are simply leather years, and 2025 is one. 4 other leather-related keywords made it to June's top 1,000: leather, leather belt, leather bracelet, and leather backpack. And while leather accessory gift has a June click-through rate of 63%, which is low for Etsy, the others are better. Leather's monthly click-through rate is 100%, leather belt 136%, and leather bracelet and leather backpack, they're both at 150%. That's a heck of purchase intent. And if any of you are new to selling online, here is a useful tip. So knowing which are the most searched keywords on Etsy, it is necessary. But for insight into which of these trending products are selling best, look at their click-through rates. And that is why we end our monthly trend reports with a monthly click-through rate roundup. It's a list of which of the top Etsy searches had the highest click-through rates most recently. First though, we've got one last climber. Ranked 19th, Rune is up from 795th. Coincidentally, the role-playing video game Rune came out in 2015, the same year as Labubu's literary debut. You wouldn't think these two could have much in common. The only epic battles related to Labubu are among shoppers making news fighting over the Labubu dolls. So what's prompted the spike of interest in Rune 10 years later? The wildly anticipated launch of Nintendo Switch 2 on June 5th. Deltarune Chapters 1-4 are a launch title, but like Labubu, Deltarune is protected intellectual property. It's off limits without a license. That's too bad, because there's one more thing they have in common: exceptionally high June click-through rates. For the month, Labubu has a click-through rate of 146%, and Deltarune's as high as it goes, 150%. No worries though, we're always finding lots of promising ideas of what to sell on Etsy in our monthly click-through rate roundups. These give you insider access to which of these top searches on Etsy have the highest click-through rates now. And remember, high click-through rates are the best indicator of purchase intent. So here are the top keywords on Etsy now with 125% or more click-through rate. Of the online marketplaces we cover, Etsy has the most keywords with a high click-through rate. But that said, even on Etsy, click-through rates this high are rare. Note too, we base these calculations exclusively on our most recent full month of data. Therefore, regardless of their 12-month click-through rate, of these top most searched keywords on Etsy, these show the most purchase intent right now. Just a word of caution, some of those shopper searches could cause an Etsy seller problems, whether protected by intellectual property rights or prohibited by Etsy, so please look before you leap. Over on the blog, Jan did a deep dive into the keyword bag, and she came up with some really interesting keywords while showing you how to niche down from these very broad keywords. Things like eater bag. Eater bags are trending. They have been for a while now, and we foresee nothing to stop them anytime soon, because everything that defines them as an eater bag are trends in and of themselves. Badges, charms, figurines, anime, manga, and that whole kawaii aesthetic. Indeed, it was dangling from Blackpink's Lisa's Ita bag that launched Labubu into superstardom, and while Labubu is trademarked, Ita bag is not. Why not get yourself a piece of that? As for now, we're off to see what's trending in Etsy's other top-selling countries, and even if you only ship within the US, you might want to stick with us. We always discover more about US trends as we research what's popular in the UK, Canada, and Australia. And Jan just told me there's something really interesting in the UK blog this month, so you'll have to head over there. I can't wait to see what it is as well. As always, we love hearing what you think. Got questions or suggestions? You're welcome to join us in eRank's private Facebook group. With over 29,000 members from around the world, someone friendly is always up and about.